Hi, my name is Steve Yazel, and I am co-owner of True Coffee Roasters.
Hi, my name is Darlene Murphy, and I'm one of the owners here at True Coffee Roasters. We are at our roastery and cafe in Fitchburg, and right in the back of our cafe here is where we roast all of the beans that we sell here at our cafe in Fitchburg and over at our cafe in Stoughton.
And what I'm going to show you today is the method in which we evaluate our coffees to purchase, and how we also evaluate the coffees once we've roasted them to see whether or not we have gotten just where we want to with the roast. So it's called the cupping. So what I'm going to be doing is scooping out a certain amount of coffee into each cup. And I think just for the interest of showing you today, I'll only do one cup. Normally what we would do is we would have several of the same kind of coffee, so that if there was something wrong in the batch, maybe it's a spoiled bean or something else that we wanted to pay attention to, it would come out in more than one cup. But just for the purpose of demonstration, we'll just do one. So what we do is we go through a process of sensory evaluation. So we're going to smell it in its dry form. And what I'm looking for on these is any off-taste or aromas. I'm looking for to see whether or not we hit the roast level that we wanted to with that coffee. And I'm just also kind of looking for the old friend in each coffee. You know, this is a Guatemala from the Huehuetenango district, so it always has a certain kind of a flavor and aroma. And I want to see if that's present, if we've sort of uncovered the true taste of the coffee. I'm going to have to go off camera to do this, but I'm going to put some boiling water on these, or water that's just off the boil. One of the reasons that cupping works so well to pick out all the good, the positive and negative attributes of the coffee is there's nothing to get in the way of the taste or the aromas. There's no filtering out any of the oils or any of the dissolved solids that are in the coffee. So you get a really accurate evaluation of it. So again, just to reiterate, this process is done when we bring in the greens. Scott Pedersen, who's our master roaster, brings in the green coffee, and he sample roasts it on a little 2-drum roaster that we have over there in the back. And the goal of the sample roasting is to evaluate whether or not we want to purchase a bean. And the best way to judge any kind of a food is to sample it with other foods of the same type. So we would usually sample 3 or 4, say, Ethiopian Sidamos, or 3 or 4 different kinds of Sumatra, so that we can get an idea of how they compare to each other, how they would stand on their own as a roasted coffee, and how they'd work in the blends that we want to do and the blends that we might want to do. So it's kind of a, well, I don't want to say it's really a craft is what it is. So then, without disturbing the beans, I go through and I smell them all. And normally I would wait a little bit longer to allow the extraction process to happen in the cup. But again, I'll just show you as if I feel like I'm on a cooking show here. I'm just going to get you want to bring your nose right down to it and just kind of paddle backwards with your spoon. And the trick is not to overthink it, just to allow the aromas to go into your brain and then try and describe them. Like this Yirgacheffe is famous, this Ethiopian wash process Yirgacheffe is famous for having kind of a red currant aroma. I often think of it as almost like a bergamot that's on Earl Grey tea. Just very rare, fine, soft, flowery fragrances. So that's one that I look for and I especially enjoy. And here's our Guatemalan coffee, and this is a coffee we use for blending a lot, and it's also one that we sell on its own. It's a fair trade organic, strictly hard bean Guatemala, and so I'm getting exactly what I wanted out of that, just a really pretty round milk chocolate aroma. And the final, so I've done a fair trade organic Mexican high-grown coffee. This is a neat coffee because it's from the El Triunfo Biosphere Reserve, So it's a commercial way to bring money to an area that they're trying to protect in the Chiapas area of Mexico. This is a high-grown Ethiopian washed Yirgacheffe that had those beautiful flowery fragrances. And this is a nice, rich, milk chocolatey Guatemala Huehuetenango. And the final coffee is an island coffee. It's a Sumatran, Fairtrade Organic Sumatran coffee. And those are famous for being very broad-bodied, kind of syrupy, and having, well, often they use the word earthy. It literally kind of smells like dust. So let's see if it's there. Yep, it's beautiful. So we do this. One of the things that I really enjoy, I've been working in coffee for about 12 years, and the opportunity to taste every single roast that comes out of our roaster is a real treat. I mean, when you get a lot larger, that's a little bit more difficult to do. So, but this is really the base of everything else we do in our operation is right here. It's bringing the greens in, and once we roast them, evaluating those, and when we make blends, evaluating them again. So this is it. This is what we do.
Can you talk a little bit about where you get your beans from, and what do you really use as the criteria for deciding which of those coffees you're testing you're going to use?
Well, our beans come from all of the major coffee producing regions of the world. So that could be South America, that could be Africa, that could be Indonesia. We look for really the best coffees that we can find in all of those places. And our roaster, Scott, brings in very small batches called greens, and he tests them. He tries roasting them. He's looking for very specific qualities that can give a particular type of flavor that we think that our customers are going to enjoy. And they do. They really come from all over the world. Some of our products are fair trade organic. Some of them are just organic. Scott knows the relationships between our importer and either the farmer or the co-op for every single coffee that we get. So if you look on our labels, you'll actually see either the name of the farmer or the co-op where the coffee is grown, which is a really cool connection that you don't always get, to be able to see exactly where your coffee is coming from.
And do you ever get any feedback from your customers as to which coffees you should be carrying?
Oh yes, customers always have an opinion on, hey, I'd like this, hey, can we have that? One problem that we have here is that coffee is a seasonal crop, so we can't always get exactly what they want all the time. It's only available for a short period of time, and we may not be able to get a large amount of it, but we always try and get it back in stock whenever we can if there's something in particular that a customer is looking for. We have this cafe. This is where all of our beans are roasted. We have a second location in Stoughton as well.
And when people come to your shop, besides coffee, what else is available here?
We've got breakfast sandwiches and pastries. All of our baked goods come from Gallup Bakery in Verona, so we're really excited to support another local business. And then we also have lunch items, so we've got sandwiches, salads, and soups as well.
Do you have Wi-Fi?
We do, yes, at both locations.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about being a member of Dane My Local?
Well, we're a fairly new business. We just opened here in September, and we're excited to be a part of this whole group of businesses that thinks in the same way that we do, and it's really helped us get the word out about our location and about what we do, and given us the opportunity to reach other businesses that think the same way as we do.
And I know we've taken a look at how you evaluate the coffee and all of that, but if you were speaking to a customer who's deciding where to go to get their coffee, what would you like to tell them about coming here?
I would like to tell them that we use a process called micro roasting. It means that we make our coffees in very small batches, and just as you saw with the tasting, we're able to really control the quality of what we have here. And by roasting in small batches, we also have control over the flavors in our coffees. And I don't think that's something that you find in the larger macro roasting operations.
So I wanted to just talk a little bit about the name of the company. We decided to call the company True Coffee Roasters, with the understanding that we're not claiming that we're the only true coffee in the world. But it's sort of a nod to the fact that there's so many of us in the coffee business that spend all of our time trying to find some true flavor and aroma in every roast that we make and every blend that we make. And to be truthful, it's something we'll never achieve. No one's ever going to achieve that holy grail of coffee taste. But there's so many factors that go into it that's really one of the motivating principles behind our business. To always be looking for that Shangri-La of coffee tastes and aromas, and to help all of our customers. And my primary job is in wholesale sales, and so I have a personal goal to help every restaurant and cafe that I work with experience the same flavors and aromas that I have. and bring those to their customers. So kind of trying to get at that ineffable beauty that's in every coffee and show off, really be true to the farmers, the growers, the potential of every region, you know, so certain Kenyas and Guatemalas are famous, and all coffees from all over the world are famous for having a taste of place, much like a wine, and our goal is to bring that out, to be faithful to that, to be true to that, and then just to be as true as we possibly can with all of our customers and our employees.